Good morning. Good morning. I am back home. If you were watching last week, you know exactly what I'm talking about as I sat outside in this beautiful location at my friends, Carol and Dick Virgo. The house that they're renting for the summer is absolutely beautiful. And they're in Breckenridge with these beautiful views all around me and just gorgeous. And I said, what a perfect backdrop for a Facebook Live, because we kind of walked around the house like, where's the lighting? Because I wasn't bringing all of my equipment with me. So when, hey, Deborah, let me get you down. Okay. And I wasn't bringing all of my equipment with me because, like, you know, hey, Leslie, I'm traveling all the way to Breckenridge. So it's like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to bring all my lighting, all my, everything. So I'm outside in this beautiful ambient light with the backdrop of the beautiful, thank you, Leslie, with the beautiful mountains. And then as soon as I sat down, the wind picked up. And it was, and you know me, when with technology and Facebook Live, there pretty much it gets eventful. It does. I don't plan on it. I sit down with this wonderful intention that all is going to be well and it's just going to work out beautifully. And I always have a good feeling about it. But I guess it's the universe's little gift of let's bring some. Leslie, thank you. Let's bring some joy and fun and laughter to Donna's Facebook Live. So Carol came out and she said, do you want me to hold the tripod for you? You know, she's whispering to me because I'm already, doing the live. And I said, no, it's going to be all right. And I'm holding the tripod and Carol had already collected rocks from the yard so I could put them on the cards so the cards wouldn't blow away. And sure enough, this big gust comes. I'm because I'd let go of the tripod to hold on to the cards because I was shuffling carefully because they did blow away once and I had to get up and pick them up. So it was very eventful, but I got to tell you, it was so much fun because I just laughed the whole time, because what else can you do but laugh? Because it's just fun. And it was, and I had a wonderful week. And Ruth picked me up last night. I got in on time, actually a little early. I was surprised because my flight out of Denver was delayed because I take a shuttle that's hey, Ange, let me get you down as well. Okay, I got my 3 folks, yay. So I have to take a shuttle from Breckenridge to Denver, and that's about an hour and a half. So I got on that. Hey, Jamie, I'm adding you to the list. Even though I had the 3 people, Jamie, I'm pulling a card for you. I'm talking about my eventful life, but it's been nothing like yours because we're sending positive energy and healing energy and all good energy your way after everything that happened this last week. So, yes. Yes. And I have to say, all of it happening around the full moon. But you and I will talk about that because I want to talk about your chart with regard to everything. So, yes, I see all that positive love and energy going to you, Jamie. So, no, it's good. So, it's an hour and a half shuttle to Denver. So then I arrived there, Denver time, at 9-ish. And my flight wasn't until noon. So I hung out there at yes, I did have a wonderful trip. And then until my flight, and the flight was delayed. So I'm thinking, okay, I had a 50-minute connection already. How's that going to play out? But I couldn't worry about it. It's up to the universe. I saw myself getting on the plane. All was going to be well. And it was. I got on the plane in time. There were probably 3 seats left, and enough for another two ladies with a little baby that were going to visit family here in Tallahassee. So they got on, I got on, and it all was well. And I was home. So Ruth and I got to catch up last night, and she picked me up, and I'm so thankful for Ruth because she dropped me off very early in the morning a week ago and then picked me up too. So thank you, Ruth. I love you. So when I got home, though, there was this, my friend Gabe collected all the mail and put it inside. And there was this card. And this card is from you-know-who. And all these little things are pasted on here. And inside I have to open carefully because some of these things have fallen off now, but they're gorgeous. Inside it says, oh, because of the light, you can't really see it. But it says, Nana, love you. This is all written by Teddy. Thaddeus. Thaddeus is on 2 lines because he ran out of space. That is his given name is Thaddeus. So yeah, there, maybe that's a little better. There. And Thaddeus, we got to THAD, and then he ran out of room. He was at the end of the card, so we had to come back and do the DEUS after that. So Thaddeus, I love my little Thaddeus, and this card that he glued on stuff and wonderful things and made for me. Well, I don't have to tell you. You already know how that makes me feel. So let's talk about this wonderful September that's coming up, because right now the sun is already in Virgo. It moved into Virgo this past week. Hey, Rose. Yes. The moon is in Taurus, so we've got this wonderful earth energy that's great for organizing and recreating and working towards what is good. It's a very smooth, easy morning because at 12:42 Eastern Daylight Time, the moon will move into Gemini. Well, Gemini rules the 3rd house. That's about communication. That's about getting out there and mixing. So it's time to get out there and move, maybe mingle, carefully, of course. I mean, I had a mask on all day long, and I was happy to do it to be able to see everyone and do what I needed to do. In fact, I was double masked. So tomorrow, Mercury leaves Virgo, because right now it is in Virgo. So we've got a lot of that Virgo energy, and it enters Libra. And it's going to be there until November 5th, because actually Mercury will be retrograde beginning next month, September 27th through October 18th. Thank you, Rita. It's good to be home, and I'm loving every minute of it. It really is. And I'm still in the glow of the Rocky Mountains, because wow, that was spectacular. So this is offering this wonderful energy, whether it's direct or it's retrograde, in giving us this beautiful energy of balance. So let me just talk a little bit about September. So September, again, is Virgo's month. Sun is already in Virgo. It went into Virgo this past week. So this is a little bit out of the ordinary for, definitely, Jamie, yes. Because half of our planets are retrograde in motion. Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, and Mercury will go retrograde on the 27th. So what does that mean? It's not a bad thing. You know how I feel about retrogrades. It's not a bad thing. So apart from Mercury, which can, throw little things, no more than what happens to me on Facebook Live, the outer planets and their heavier planets that are retrograde. So those are the ones that more affect us collectively than affect us personally. So it makes September a time to regroup and rethink. And that's just what Jamie's talking about. It's time for rest, time to regroup, to heal, to be well, to make everything good again. And we look to the past for the answers. Okay, what kind of ways can we plan? It's like the world is on pause. It's not just us personally, but it's because the outer planets are retrograde. It affects us collectively, so we're on pause. I mean, we know all the things that are happening with COVID. Is there a shift in how we're going to live our life again? So this may, given all of the conundrums and the news about everything, our global situation, Afghanistan, all of that, it's difficult to say how this will impact us personally. But there is, between health and climate and politics and all that, there's going to be the long-running things that are happening. But it gives us the opportunity, it gives us more of an opportunity for solutions, and that's what's really important. Personally, it gives us the opportunity to look at the details of our lives. Let's face it, we've had a lot of transitions this past year, and 2 years really. We've had a lot going on, a lot of transitions, a lot of opportunities to take a look at our life. This is going to offer us, okay, in this stage of new, what are the details of our life that we can clarify, that we can ease, that we can sort through, make better, combine instead of each individual little action. Maybe one action can take care of 2 or 3. Maybe we can delegate. There's a whole lot of opportunities if we allow ourselves to receive them that will come to us. Now, it's about stepping back and taking a look as the observer, not personally involved in every situation, because you know when you get personally involved in it, it closes you off. It does for me anyway. It closes me off so I don't have time to see what's out there. Step back, be the observer. Like if you came to look at your life, not attached to it personally at all, and how would you make it better? How would you see? You've had some indication that it's time for a change or time to do things differently. You know what those are. Okay, this is our chance to clarify that, to get clarity on it, and to be able to either delegate, combine, release, sort through, whatever it happens to be. So we also get to look at how this affects us, also affects our fellow human beings. Again, these are more global retrogrades. So how can we do well for ourselves and also have it affect others in a positive way? And that can just be, yesterday I met, and I have no idea other than the young man that sat next to me from Atlanta to Tallahassee that was absolutely delightful, named Brett. I don't know the other names of the people that I met that we chatted and had a great time. That's affecting others globally. That's affecting others in a positive way, just by a smile and communication. And we laughed about little things, you know, the usual travel stuff, whatever that happens to be. It's about how you take the joy from inside and radiate outside. So try not to fall into Virgo's shadow. And that's, judging, like I'm doing it this way. Let's not do that. So try not to do that. That's not a pleasant feeling. Judgment doesn't feel good. It's more of a negative feeling than a positive feeling. Just pay attention to what's happening. Pay attention to what you're doing that feels good and those things that don't. Only by pointing those out and seeing how it feels can we make positive changes to then again affect us and those around us. You have that power to take these actions and make them positive and make them fantastic and make them wonderful. Yes, you do. Tanisha, I'm so glad you're here. It's in your hands. This energy that can feel very heavy is that creative energy that you can take into your hands. Be the observer of your life and what's around you and what feels good. And that's where the changes come. Now, we're getting into horoscopes now. So if there is someone that wants to hear theirs first, I'm going to start with Aries. And if you have an Aries sun or Aries ascendant, this is what works. If you have, like I do, I have a double Leo, so I really just listen to the Leo portion. But let's say you have a Leo sun and a Virgo ascendant. Listen to both, Leo and Virgo. So for Aries, duty before pleasure is your motto, Aries. Okay, let me get Sag and Scorpio, Aquarius, Capricorn, Taurus, Aquarius, Taurus. Okay, got Scorpio, Deborah. Okay. All right, that looks good. I've got those 5. Let me start. I started with Aries. Let me get Aries done, and then I'm going to move into the list because I have Sag, Scorpio, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Taurus. Okay. So, duty before pleasure, Aries, is your motto for this month. So continue to mind your health and responsibilities. This is really, really important. That's the focus this month with the sun in Virgo. So it's time to make your move in a new job or start your own business. Maybe there's a shift happening for you. It's happening for a friend of mine that the business is sold, new owners are coming in. The initial thing is, oh my God, what's going to happen? And then to find out that the new owners are pleasant and are going and hope to keep the staff because they want the business running smoothly as it's happening right now. So that's a change. It's not necessarily change of business, but change of owners can change the energy of what's happening. So pets make themselves the center of attention as well this month. This is all related to the 6th house of work and service, health, and pets. And human friends too. They're there. They're out there. So you have the solace solace, however you want to say that, of a good relationship to come home to now. It's peaceful there. It's loving there. If you're single, opposites attract and sexual chemistry ignites. Okay, I want you to hear that. Now, this is what the energy that I heard, but opposites can attract, but they're not necessarily long lasting. We want some balance in that. We don't want sameness. We want balance within those relationships. And the beauty is that it doesn't really matter about it if you are accepting of who it is that is coming into your life. You're honoring you first and accepting them. But it's still nice to have somebody there. That's what we're talking about here. So, Sagittarius. Okay, of all the signs, Sagittarius, yours will be the most visible as you take charge or pitch in on all sorts of projects this month. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm also feeling, Sagittarius, that these are opportunities for income. So any job involving the public is favored. Now, Sagittarius, you're a fire sign. You like being out there. You're also very cerebral and you love knowledge. You love learning. But you also learn from others as well. So make the most of any extra attention or opportunities that come your way this month, because they are going to happen. And I'm also feeling you could have some surprises, some things that just come out of the blue that offer you that opportunity. I mean, look at me loving animals and not owning any more dogs since my Lucky died. And then all of a sudden I now get to watch all the animals in my neighborhood, and I have to get a schedule going. And who would have known that would have become a side hustle for me, which I absolutely enjoy and get paid to do. So who knows, Sag, what could come up, what could be. Yes, surprises are fun. You're everyone's choice when asking for help. Okay, my friend Ruth, that's exactly right, because you're always there and you're always very helpful. So you still have to be discerning and selective with that, because you're honoring yourself first. Be clear with children. Many times we assume, especially, and it doesn't matter even just with children, with adults, we assume that we're getting our point across, but we haven't done it in enough detail. In fact, Ruth and I were laughing in the car on the way home last night, because we were talking about how we communicate. Still, as a teacher, I will say things 2 times at least, directions that I'm giving or a comment that I'm making, and sometimes 3, because we get so used to, especially as with teaching, we would, if the understanding didn't come from this route, you had to get it from this route, and you had to present it this way, and you presented the same concept from many different avenues for whoever had to understand it from that avenue. So we were laughing about that. So don't be too hard on any partnerships now, especially or any intimate partners, because with the lockdown that we've had and now here in Florida, looking at being more careful again rather than being open, not just here but others. And if you're single, look to friends or a personal introduction. It's not going, that's where it's coming from, Sagittarius. It's not going to be online or however that happens to be. It'll be a personal, someone that will introduce you. So that's, and actually, I kind of like that idea better, having those kind of introductions. Then you feel like, okay, if somebody that's a friend of yours is going to introduce you, that we're starting off with, okay, they are going to be pretty nice. We would hope. Okay, Scorpio. You may have a secret admirer, Scorpio, or you may be interested in someone, either one. And this does not necessarily have to be a romantic type thing. It can be someone that's admiring your work or those things that you do. So if it is a romantic interest, working as part of a group will help you achieve your goals. So, okay, let me separate that. That's 2 separate concepts. Is this a romantic interest? That, as I said before, it could be a romantic interest, and it could be that someone's admiring what it is that you're doing. But working with a group will help you achieve your goals. So this is part of, sometimes it's best for us to work alone, and sometimes it's best for us to collaborate. And this is the time of collaboration. If in sales, you'll be doing well, excuse me, over the next couple of months. So now's your chance to get together with friends, enjoy the abundance that's coming your way. And it looks like a really super month for you, Scorpio. So support your children through emotional experiences. What does that mean? They may be having some hardships. Let's face it, if you are a parent, it doesn't matter what size your child is or how old. You're always there and you're going to be supportive. And just as you experience things through life, your children, adult children, may be having these things. So it's best to just be there for emotional support. Don't have to lend any type of advice. Just knowing that you're there can mean so much. So Venus is in your sign over the next 5 weeks. And that, again, is great news for singles. So if you are single, Scorpio, Venus is definitely supporting you. Okay, Aquarius. Okay, you're more hyper aware now, Aquarius, and now and able to see patterns that others do not. Okay, this is an air sign, so you're about thoughts and how things happen. So as these things, that you can look at things and see the pattern and then work it out. You can understand the concepts. You can understand how this step affects the next one, affects the next one, affects the next one to then create the whole. You can see those patterns and see how that works. So this is an ideal time to invest in yourself, Aquarius. Do you need a new skill set or further education? Is it time to fall back and regroup? Is it time to look around? Whatever that happens to be. So this could be a lasting financial benefit. The fact that you are now, instead of that pushing forward, you're investing in yourself right now, rather than taking action to move forward. And it's going slow. It's not feeling like this is the way it should be. And so that's time to fall back and regroup. Sometimes it's just a time to surrender. Lots of times what happens and what has worked for me, and I've seen it work for others as well, is that when you're trying through action to move forward and you feel like you've hit the wall, and you try a different avenue and you feel like you've hit the wall, and there does not seem to be the solutions coming, I call that it's time to surrender. Does that mean give up? Absolutely not. It just means it's time for me to take that breath, fall back and say, I'm not going to think about this right now, because whatever I need to know, the universe will give to me. And with that trust, it comes. It's absolutely amazing. Money, sex, communication, all of these may be, there may be a gap. It may be like one of these communication things, not on the same page. It could be a bit stressful with regard to that. And now it's time with the Virgo and the moon moving into Gemini. It's just, well, of course, that's still August, but it's time to express yourself, communicate, show how you feel. You're an air sign, Aquarius. You are about communication. You may be called to travel, but maybe not to your dream destination yet. The travel that you may be doing may be that online, I'm going to take a look at whatever's happening, maybe I can take my trip online, whatever that happens to be. Don't stop dreaming, no matter whatever's happening in your life right now. Please do not stop dreaming. It is so important to keep that going. If you are Capricorn, you're longing to travel, and you may and should get your wish. So maybe not your dream destination, but again, an adventure, just as I mentioned in Aquarius. So it may not be the dream destination, but you are going to travel, and you are going somewhere, and it is going to make you happy. It might be a business trip. It might just be a few miles away. It really doesn't matter. It turns out to be that whatever this experience is, it's going to be even better than you thought. Just making that change, whatever that slight change is, moving out of home, moving out of whatever that change is going to be better. You're making the family plans, so delegate if necessary. You're the one that is really good at doing that, Capricorn. So whatever that happens to be, and you need to have some more research on places, that could be close, and it's okay to delegate and have someone do the research. You probably have someone around you that's really, really good at that. The new moon may bring love at first sight or an unexpected reunion. Love at first sight, that single, an unexpected reunion. This could be someone from your past, who knows? And this could also happen, the unexpected reunion does not necessarily have to be a romantic one. It could be with family, it could be with friends. And if you're single, you're meeting someone in a public way. And it works. You know, maybe you're out and about with friends, maybe you're whatever is happening, you're not at home, it's not necessarily that online process, it's you're out and about and meeting people and seeing people, and that's how you're going to meet someone. Okay, this month anyway, Capricorn. All right, Taurus. This month should be a month of fun and relaxation, Taurus. Earth sign, between and especially with Uranus there in Taurus. Outer planets are retrograde, so you get a chance to breathe. That includes Uranus, which is in Taurus, your sign. So this is the ideal time to do practical tasks or working with your hands. And those things, those earthy type projects are the ones, I've got it, Ange, are the ones that make you feel good. Working with your hands, something that's creative, not necessarily mind-oriented, but action-oriented. So this is also the ideal time, Taurus, to do practical tasks or working with your hands, as I said before. So be extra careful, though, with any sharp objects. We've got those retrograde planets. So be careful with the tools that you're using, whatever you happen to do. So children prove to be the highlight of the month, or there may be a new baby in the family. Who knows? It's a focus. So love can make you feel young again. And this is a time to renew, if it is a long-term relationship and a committed relationship that you have right now, it's a time to renew it. It's a time to do something different, to spark it up again and do some of the fun things that maybe you used to do, but you haven't been doing. Again, this is all part of maybe that travel that doesn't have to go that far. Whatever that happens to be, it's a time for renewal. We've got all those retrograde planets. It's perfect. So enjoy. So if you're single, make the most of it with a possible new love around the 7th. That means it's going to feel really good. Whether it's long-lasting, who knows? But it doesn't matter. Enjoy the moment, and it's going to be sometime around the 7th. Okay, and let's do Leo. And again, if you know your rising sign along with your sun sign, listen to both, because I will be going through all of them. And right now, let's do Leo. The emphasis this month is on your material assets. That's because Virgo rules the second house for you. With a Leo rising or a Leo sun sign, Virgo rules the second house. So what do you value both in money, in time, in energy maintenance? So it's whatever you value. It does, yes, money is part of that, but it's whatever you value. So new breakthroughs and discoveries could alter your working life. Now that's exciting, because who knows what that means. New breakthroughs and discoveries could alter your working life. Maybe that's the time you won the lottery. That's going to alter your working life. So, and it'll be brand new and a surprise and a delight. Uranus is involved. So who knows? Who knows? Venus highlights family and home, and how would you improve your surroundings? Is it time now? Have some corners of your house become a little cluttered, and it's time to sift through and get rid of some of that stuff, or repurpose it, or whatever it is that you need to do? Maybe it's time to declutter more than anything. But how could you improve it? How can you bring in something special, something really fun that would be great to, whether it's, bright new pillows on the couch, whatever that happens to be? How can you improve it? Even if it's the smallest little thing, which could be rearranging the furniture. Your emotional life is going smoothly, so improve close relationships. You're feeling good about yourself. You're feeling good about what's happening around you, and that could also just venture out and just radiate out for you. So that's really good. If you are single, sensible times, it's a sensible time to meet someone new. So this is sensible because the sun is in Virgo and it is in your second house, Leo. So it's what you value. So those people that are important to you, or those things that you feel good about that you value, that radiates out and you're attracting someone that is similar. So it is a good time. It is something good. Okay, let me get up here to Gemini. You're a real live wire right now, getting involved in all sorts of exciting ventures, Gemini, or making interesting new connections. You are the air sign. You are the sign that rules the house of communication. So you're out there having it. It's wonderful. It's like, ooh, I can actually connect with you. I'm not on Zoom now. Yes, I may be wearing my mask because this is what we're supposed to be doing, but I'm actually connecting. And I still find it interesting that, you know, I wore the mask all day long from the minute I got on the shuttle till off of the plane. And looking at now, yes, you see eyes, but it's so beautiful to see the eyes because that's our real focus. Yes, maybe it's harder for me to understand what people are saying because you can't see their mouth. And I said, because I always tease that I'm harder of hearing wearing a mask, but it's wonderful to see the beauty in that. So I really did enjoy that yesterday. You may be working remotely, and that's okay if that's how you're choosing to do again, or you've chosen, Gemini, to do that permanently. It's all good. You're happiest with your family. You're happiest at home in your surroundings. And it's good to spend time with your older relatives or help them with a project or a project at your house. So there is a home feeling and family, home and family feeling. So if you are established couple, you'll particularly enjoy time at home. Again, there must be some projects going on. There's other things happening for you, Gemini. If you're single, pay attention to advice from a relative because it's a wise move. And it just may be that you have found someone that you want to go out with, or you are going out with someone and there may be some issues with regard to that. And there you go. Let's see what happens. Yep, that's what I'm reading next, Ruth, Cancer. So this is a brilliant month, and I love that, brilliant, because it reminds me of the sun, to enjoy the chance to socialize and see all those familiar faces again. Again, with caution. We're still doing that with caution. I mean, many of us are lining up for that booster shot, that third shot, just so that we all keep ourselves and our families healthy. The sun is in your third house of education and skills and communication and short distance travel and your neighborhood. So with that happening, what would you like to learn? Make plans for family get-togethers. And I have to go back to that because what would you like to learn? That's feeling very strongly for me. So this is a time for learning. And it may be learning a new skill set. It may be expanding on what you already know. Whatever that happens to be, it's about learning. Make plans for family get-togethers, again, safely. And this could mean less privacy for the two of you if you are in a committed relationship. And I was seeing that, like with my friend Carol and Dick, I was leaving and Carol's cousin was coming in that same day. So they were doing like these changeovers. Well, they're spending the summer in this beautiful location, so people visit. It's probably welcome, and it seems like it's going on constantly, like 24/7, but it's okay. This is part of the reconnecting for you, Cancer, and that's important for you. If you're single, time around the 20th is deceptive. So think twice before you say yes to either meet someone or someone new, whatever that happens to be. But Cancer is a water sign. And I know that you have fantastic intuition. So whatever's happening, you're going to feel it this month and know it, if it's right or if it's not right. Virgo, this is your birthday month, and it's a bit more exciting than usual because retrograde planets give you a break. You're very focused. You're very determined to get things done, and it has to be done just so, and you want it done just right, and you're very organized. And so that can be a bit stressful for you. So these outer planets, now retrograde, are giving you a break. The 7th is your new moon, and it's time to set intentions And it's also near Mars, so that's giving it extra energy. Pluto gives determination and power. Uranus surprises. So both of these are retrograde, so who knows what that's going to be, but it's going to be something beneficial for you, because that's what the retrograde is going to be about. It's about that renewal. You get so much done on your job because of these retrograde planets. It's giving you a break, a breathing time, and because you feel the stress of the projects and getting them done right. Set boundaries with children. Now, it's not just children. We need to, especially in the age of COVID and everything that we've learned, we need to have our own personal boundaries as well as setting them with children. And you do that also by example. So you want your own way in relationships now, and you get it, Virgo. If you're single, it could be a short-lived new attraction, but it means something is there. It is an attraction. Okay, Libra. You may need a rest, so dial back activities and or take up meditation. I was reading my notes. I thought I wrote medication. Wait, that's not right. No, it wasn't right. It is meditation. You'll be happiest as just the cog in a large wheel now. You don't have to stand out. You don't have to take a leadership role. You're happiest to step back and be part of the team. The full moon is creative for you now, so stay in touch with family far away. That creativity, again, allows you to work with groups. Mind your pets who may behave differently. And that's interesting because the moon is affecting them, and that's in your 6th house, which relates to pets as well. So Venus is in Libra until the 11th. Mercury goes in there tomorrow. So both of those things make life charming. So if you're single, you have that magnetic edge, being attracted and alluring. Don't you love that? If you're single, you have that magnetic edge, Libra. That's that balance and harmony that you just ooze and radiate. Flirt away with those reciprocating. Have a good time. This is about enjoying this and having a good time. Okay, Pisces. The focus right now is on your closest partnerships, particularly those that relate to love, sex, and marriage. So that's not a bad thing. It's time to put things right. If things in a long-term relationship have not felt right now, with all the adjustments that you've had to make over the past year and a half, it's time to do it. It's time to make them right. Your work is done best in partnership. You like that, working with others. That feels good for you. And success happens in those partnerships. When you get those two heads together, it's amazing, the magic that happens. Mind what you say at the beginning of the month, and don't take anything personally. Do not take anything personally. The 7th is a good day for celebration. Whatever you begin looks successful. Whatever you begin looks successful. If you're single, the 11th is good for mutual attraction. So, again, we have all these retrograde planets. Most of them are the outer planets. It is a global thing, but we still get affected. So stay on course, stay balanced, and it's so good to know that Mercury and Venus are going into Libra. That will make it really wonderful for both of us. Now, today's deck, because I'm using Teddy's deck today for the cards for Deborah, Leslie, Angie, and Jamie. And I really want to use this deck because after receiving my birthday card from my guy, from Thaddeus, because I don't think I ever shared that with you before, that we call him Teddy, but his name is really Thaddeus. And in fact, his it's 11:39. That's Tim's birth time, 11:39 in the morning. His older sister named him. So I think that's really interesting. And she actually adores him too. So I have now shuffled, Deborah, and I'm dividing. I can actually do this now with nothing blowing over my I saw that, Ruth. With nothing blowing over my cards. Okay, here we go. All right. This is the 10 of Scrolls. Okay, so this is the air sign. This is like the 10 of Swords. And this is the time, And this is really, and I love this card because normally in the traditional deck, it shows a man with all of the 10 swords in him. This is favoring whatever regrouping, whatever new way you're looking at life, whatever you're doing differently, whatever you want, it's time. You've been feeling the nudge. You've been feeling like I really should be moving towards this way, but maybe you haven't been feeling super secure about it. Well, it's time to let that go because as you can see, this tiger is in a cage of scrolls. That's not real. That's only in our thoughts. So you can do this. This is your time to practice this and get it done. You have the opportunity to make this happen. So yes, do it. Okay, Leslie. Let me shuffle. Okay. And divide. Okay, Leslie, here we go. Because we're using Teddy's deck. I'm still seeing super cute card up here on my screen roof. Okay. Oh, I love this. This is Major Arcana, Leslie, and this is the Hierophant. Okay. And this card, this is called the Divine Child. That's what this is called. So this really, and the Hierophant is about that spiritual connection, about that connection to source and knowing that all is well. This also says that you have to look through the eyes or look with the eyes of a child. When I watch little ones, they have this wonderful divine connection that allows them the confidence to just be who they are. Carol and I were at Stop for Coffee yesterday before Dick came to pick us up in Frisco. And there was this little girl. She was just full of herself, expressing whatever she was talking about because I couldn't really hear the words, but I saw her just be so animated and out there. And there was no judgment. She had no personal judgment that maybe this was not the way to behave. Look through the eyes of the child. There is no judgment in that. There is only love and that strong connection to source. And I hope that makes sense, Leslie, because that's the message that I'm getting. So, and that's a beautiful way to look at every part of life, because sometimes we become so adult about it, we look at the problem without seeing the myriad of solutions that exist. So now this is your chance to do that. And I know that, you know, your little one, I say little one, has been sick. So I'm hoping all of that is well. Wishing you the best on that. Okay, Angie. Okay, here we go. Interesting. This is called the Two of Spirals. And this is the same as the two of, it's the fire sign, so it would be the Two of Wands. This is about choice. Really, really about choice. And I'm feeling, Angie, that there have come some things before you that you have to make a choice on. And what I'm feeling these choices relate to is maybe the previous way that you handle things to how you handle it now. So you have a choice of your new, beautiful way of looking at life and making your choices, or the old way that you used to do it. And there's no judgment in that. That's what you knew at the time. Now you know a new way of making a choice that is loving to yourself and the other person or the event or whatever happens to be. So this is a new way of looking at things, and it really feels good because whatever choice you're making, it's not difficult when you're focusing on what is best for your spirit and your connection to source. So this is a strong one that you really have learned and are acting on this new way of making decisions. And it feels really good. Feels really good. And what seems to happen is when we move into a higher vibration, a higher space, that when we've learned that there seems to be more opportunities for us to make a choice coming our way, because our old way of relating to others or behaving or making choices doesn't work anymore. We have to look at that new way, and that new way is what makes it good. Okay, Jamie. Okay, here we go. Jamie, sending you lots of love, lots of healing energy. Okay. This is the Four of Scrolls. And as you can see in this picture, because I want to make sure I have all the details, and Four of Scrolls is the air sign. And the Four of Swords generally depicts a young man sitting under a tree, not feeling forlorn and having a pity party, if you will, however you want to describe it. And he's looking at the 3 spilled cups because he doesn't see the 4th cup being given to him by the hand of God. And all he has to do is look up. But that's the traditional look at this. But what this feels to me is, it is okay to go inward and feel like almost healing, feeling quiet, feeling within yourself, whether it's the resting, and I know that you're going to have that opportunity because of the operation on your hand, and it's okay. So this card is saying to me, yes, it's okay to go inside, fall back and regroup, go into your quiet, restful place, because it's a time for healing and wellness. And it's a wellness of the body, a wellness of the spirit, a wellness of emotions. It's all of that. Because, a traumatic event just shakes us to the core and just throws our whole body out of kilter, emotionally and spiritually, along with the physical. So this is saying, take that time. Take all the time you need to make sure that you're okay. Take all the avenues that make sure your wellness happens, whatever that happens to be. Don't skip any steps. Do everything possible to make yourself whole, well, and healthy on all levels. That's what this card is saying to me. And it's so beautiful with the purple in there. So that makes it even more evident that that's what this is about. Now, for a general card, you know how much I love this animal deck, so I'm going to do that right now real quick. Okay, let me just quick shuffle. These were the cards that were a lot easier to work with than the wind, because they're so heavy. Okay, here we go. This relates very much to what we talked about earlier, and especially for Jamie. This is mouse spirit. That is, tend to the small things. This is the perfect energy for Virgo. It is looking at the details and finding out what needs to be, and with a discerning eye to find out what needs to be fixed and what needs to be thrown away and what needs to be kept. So pay attention to the details, because these are the things, we hear the adages, the devil is in the details or God is in the details, depending on which way you want to look at it. The details are important, not to the point that we're totally fixated on it, but this means it's time to pay attention. And all of this, all of this energy that we're having with Virgo is part of that. And I have to show this next one because it's about what I was talking about. This is moth energy, which is moth spirit, which is surrender now. Surrender is not giving up. It's just going into a quiet state, stepping back, and letting the answers come to you. Rather, you are having to seek them out and beat your head against the wall. So both of these are amazing. Tend to the small things and surrender. And that's where we may find the answers to many of those things in that mouse spirit. Well, Tarot Flow is Saturday, September 11th at 10 o'clock. And I posted both links in the information, which is one for subscription and one for first time only coming. Just want to have a one-time attendance. Also, the same thing for online tarot gallery reading. Is the third Thursday of every month at 7 o'clock. There is just one link, and you get to choose whether you want to come just the one time or you want to subscribe. So please sign up for either one. Angie and I are excited because each time it's wonderful. And we had that wonderful Leo spirit oil that was wonderful that I just got. And since Ruth brought me home, we both got to experience it when I got here. So when we got here, so I opened up that mail knowing exactly that my oil had come in the mail and I got to try it. Yes, both of them, both online tarot gallery reading and Tarot Flow are amazing. The special again continues for August, which is understanding and releasing imposter syndrome. And it's overcoming, but when we're talking about overcoming, we're talking about releasing it. And, we still think, many of us still think we aren't really what we are when we have all that power and that energy. So that's half price. That is half price. So that's still amazing. It's going to be September 1st on Wednesday. If there are any questions that you have about how these are our simple overviews of horoscopes for your sun sign, but you'd like more detail in a reading, just get in touch with me. We can make that a half an hour reading or an hour reading. And we can talk about how the transiting planets and your natal chart are affected by what's going on. It's an interesting month. There's a lot of things happening. I love this earth energy. My son Tim, Teddy's daddy, birthday is in September. So there's so much to look forward to. Have a wonderful, wonderful, by the way, the newsletter comes out September 1st. If you're not receiving that and would like to, just message me and I'm happy to put you on the list. I love being here with you. I've had a wonderful, wonderful week in the mountains, in the Rocky Mountains, with people that I love dearly. They're my family. And it's good to be back here with you as well and be back home. Wishing you all the best today in this beautiful Virgo energy and this wonderful, and we still haven't come to, we're still in the Taurus energy. It hasn't moved into, the moon hasn't moved into Gemini yet, but it's all beautiful. It's all wonderful. Enjoy it all. And again, if you have any questions, need any clarity on anything, please just reach out. I'm happy to get in touch with you. I'm happy to have a chat. No worries. I love that. So have a wonderful Sunday. And remember, joy has your name on it. I love you. Bye.